सुनो मत बोलो. Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक. किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो. ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complete level? मौज में रहो, be happy.
Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. In Mahabharata, that is the foundation of thoughts. What is not in Mahabharata is nowhere in the world. Everything is included in Mahabharata. So, there, Dhritarashtra was very frustrated as usual, and to bring him to his normal condition, his stepbrother Vidur, he gave him a very big and long lecture on how should be our way to conduct our life. How should we conduct ourselves? Are we going to live just like animals? Eating, sleeping, all the time worried about security and procreation? Is that all? Then what is the difference that differentiates us from the animals? So, ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunancha, samanya etat pashubhi nirnam. This is common between animals and human beings. See. But what is that which makes human being different from them? Dharmo hi tesham adhiko visheshaha. Because of the dharma. Now, when we hear this word dharma, immediately what pops up in our mind is Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Sikh, all kinds of things. This is a perverted definition of dharma. That is not dharma. Dharma means yaha dharayati tad dharma. The one which upholds is called as dharma. For example, what is the dharma of fire? If the fire is not hot, will we call it as a fire? No. So the dharma of the fire is heat. The dharma of the sugar is sweetness. How important it is to know. Similarly, what is that because of which we are we? That is our dharma. If the eyes are beautiful, but there is no vision, what is the use of such eyes? So, the dharma of the eyes is the ability to see. So, this dharma is determined by human beings in such a manner that all are included and nobody is excluded. Now, to make it very simple to understand, the dharma of car driving in USA is following the traffic rules according to USA. But I am from India. I will drive you on the left side. Then go to India, not here. So, what this dharma is doing? Common traffic rules for all the human beings living in America. Is it not? It's common. It is not for the ladies, it is different. For the gents, it is different. Although they treat like that. One truck person hit a car and he was called in the court. And the judge asked, "Do you agree that you hit the car of that lady?" He said, "Yes." "Then you are guilty?" "Yes." So case is over. So he said, "Sir, may I ask a question to you?" He said, "Yes." That lady showed the right direction and she turned right. Is it my fault? Normally, many people have got this problem. Take the left turn, they'll be showing the right hand. Take the left turn and then go straight. Therefore, dharma is a common factor because of which a society remains well organized and peaceful. Now, if you see the so called dharma, whatever dharma you take, Christianity, Islam, or anything, what they talk about, God is one, no doubt, but our God is the one. Therefore, dharma is not creating differences on account of the perception of differences in the world. That is the dharma. And therefore, in our Sanatana dharma, Sanatana means it is not limited for a people living in a geographical area, follower of one particular person in a particular geographical time or time of the world. No, it is eternal. See? And therefore, there is no place for conversion. See? There is one shlok in Manusmriti. Janmana jayate shudraha. Samskara dvija uchyate. Vedabhyasi bhaved vipraha. Dharma janati, Brahma janati brahmana. So the humanity is classified in 4 categories. By birth, every human being is a Shudra. The Shudra doesn't mean the Indian definition, region or scheduled caste. No. Shudra means the one who cries for everything. Take a child, when hungry, he knows only one language. If the modern mothers have not cleaned the diapers, no, Swamiji, it is sealed. It is leak proof. All those children who are born with the educated parents, they are most unfortunate. They have to go to the hell right here only. Narak Yatana. There was one lady, I knew her for many years. So she is in from USA. She came to India, so I visited their house. Then when I looked at the child, Swamiji, don't want to take my child? I said, okay. I took. I said, please take it back. Why? I said, I don't like fragrance. What do you mean? I said, what I mean? Come here. Close your eyes. She closed her. Then I lifted the child and her backside brought near her nose. Swamiji, I have cleaned that draper in the morning only. This is evening, Baba. See? So, Shudra means who knows only one thing, crying, crying, crying. In general, Shudra means the one who only complains, complains, and complains. We have got complaint about everything. If there is nothing to complain, God is omnipresent. दुनिया बनाने वाले काहे को दुनिया बनाई? Why did you create this world? Just to trouble you, nothing else. See? So anybody who is constantly complaining and asking, he is a Shudra. It is not said Indian or American or NRI. No. Anybody. We want everything free. I'm coming from California. The same thing happens in South Africa also. They call it as home jihad. In South Africa, these people will enter somebody's house. If somebody is not there for a few days, gone out, they enter the house. And they start living there. And when the owner comes, who are you? Get away, this is our house. And you can't do anything. Like in California. If somebody occupies your house for more than so many weeks or months, 3 days.
In Las Vegas, it is
3 days, okay.
After 3 days,
It is
you
their
cannot
house.
kick him out.
Ah. This is,
I mean, when I heard it, I was like, wow.
so this is, we should try that.
Las Vegas, another rule is you have water, and if you don't, the person asks for water, and if you don't give, it's a felony.
Hmm.
Because this is desert, so
Correct.
you have to save somebody's life.
Correct.
You have water. If you don't give, it's a felony.
So this is what is the Shudra mentality. Demanding everything free, not working hard, as if it is our right to loot somebody. In the other day, I was in which place, LA, I think. Somebody came with a whole trolley filled, and one unknown person came and snatched this trolley and wanted to run with the trolley. Other person came, kicked him, hit him here and there, and then overdeveloped country. Shudra.
Here in Las Vegas,
बाद में. So, जन्मना जायते शूद्रा. Then samskara dvija uchyate. Samskar is what should be the culture that we follow in our life. See, how to sit, how to talk, how to respect elders. When we take the food, should we eat like the animals, or we should eat only with one hand? See? When we are doing taking food, do we offer our prayers? Do we respect the elders? Do we do our homework properly or not? Keeping the house clean. See? All these things put together makes a culture. See? Samskar tells us how to conduct ourselves in life. If I am a man, what should be my way of interaction with the woman? What should be the way of my interaction with the man? Culture. It's so important, friends, to know. This is the second stage. Samskara Dvija. Dvija means twice born. We are born from the mother's womb, that is our first birth. And we know nothing, so only cry. And when we go through the proper training given by the parents, given by the society, respected, see, Then this is the second birth, Dvija. Then Vedabhyasi Bhavet Vipraha. Then we also have to study what is this world, who we are, what is the meaning of religious practice and spiritual practice, what is the meaning of God, what is the meaning of God realization, what is the meaning of last life, this life, next life. Who is going through all these experiences? All these topics are covered in Vedabhyasi Bhavet Vipraha. Now he is evolved. In our today's language, before going to school, he is a Shudra. After going in the middle school, he is a Dvija. Then after having gone in the higher classes, college, he is the Vipra. And after having got the PhD, those who are good for nothing, they do PhD. They don't want to earn money. PhD करें. So, the last one is Brahma Janati Brahmanaha. He comes to know who am I. This is the topic we'll be studying. Out of this, whether I am a Shudra, whether I am Dvija, whether I am Brahmana or a Vipra or Brahmana. This we have to ourselves establish, not by telling somebody. We have to establish at what stage of our life we are. And nobody can help us. Friends, one principle I'll tell you, which I emphatically emphasize. Nobody can teach us anything in this world. We have to learn ourselves. Nobody can teach. See? You must have seen, there are some people, they do not know how to swim. It's not that they have not tried, they try. But they just can't swim. Their child of 3 years, 5, he can swim. But they can't swim. You cannot teach anything to anybody. And if you are bent upon learning, God cannot stop you. The best example from Mahabharata is Ekalavya. He was denied by Dronacharya. I don't accept you as my disciple. He said, who cares? Our Mahamantra. Then he learned. And he learned such an extent that he was better than Arjun. See, friends, therefore, we have to evaluate our own life. Where are we? Are we Shudra, living as the body, for the body, on everybody? Or we have gone through a proper training, how to conduct ourselves in this world. See? Thereafter, have we studied ourselves? See? If we study ourselves, we will learn from our own experiences. And ultimately, the Brahma Janati Brahmanaha, then we will have a clear understanding as to who am I. We have to go through these 4 stages. See, my friends. And it is so simple. And this can happen only if we change our vision. See, one of the Upanishad which I like it very much, that Upanishad is Ishavasya Upanishad, which we have studied. In Ishavasya Upanishad, the vision is given to the student. Now, what is my vision? My vision is, he is a man, she is a woman, she is a woman, she is a woman. This is hall and this is my vision. So I am seeing the differences. But if my vision changes, then we are all the seekers of truth. Then differences will be erased and common denominator will be discovered. And once this vision changes, then it doesn't matter what is your educational qualification, where from you are, what you have studied, why you are here, how you came. No need. If we can focus our attention on the common denominator. This is the instruction given by the Upanishad right in the first statement. Isha avasyamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. Whatever may be most insignificant, yatkincha. Isha avasyam is all permeated by the same divine principle. See? Now, take an example to understand this point. I went to one university, BITS Pilani, you might have heard the name. So I used to go there for talks. And there is one Saraswati temple there. The Birladi's institution and temple, the best. Everything is made of marble. So when you start from the first step onward, marbles, oh, how nice, how clean, beautiful, how beautiful flowers. See that statue, how nice it is. Appreciating and going, touching, how smooth it is. But when I stood in front of the Saraswati Mata, everything disappeared and bowed down. See the difference? In other places, it was marble. But in the Saraswati statue, it was not marble. Isha vasyamidam sarvam. So we have trained ourselves that if I look at the statue of Saraswati, it is not a statue, it is not marble, but it is goddess of knowledge. Exactly the same way, when we look at everything and being as nothing but an abode of the divine, see, everything will change. And what will be the change? Change will be respectful interaction. See, friends, it is so important to know. Therefore, the second stage is the samskara dvija uchyate. And for this samskara, we are taught from childhood onwards. When we go to school in the morning, so first of all, go and do namaskar to Bhagwan Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, go and do namaskar. Then all the elders at home, the grandfather, grandmother, mother, father, everybody do namaskar. And then take your books. And if the book falls on the floor, immediately they, oh God. This is a training to see the divine in everything and being. See, friends. And with this samskar, when the child grows, he is not required that don't argue unnecessarily. They learn how to listen. The problem with us is we have not learned how to listen. And that single pointedness comes when we are given this vision that we have to live our life in a proper, traditional, respectful manner. Therefore, that society where traditions are respected, the quality of life of that society is different. Where traditions are not respected, under the disguise of freedom, I have freedom to take a gun and shoot anybody. See? Today also in Maryland, see friends, what samskar? Killing somebody, is it a fun? The reason is they are orphans when their parents are alive. There are two types of orphans in this world: the child orphans and old orphans. Old people are orphans. One clip I was seeing 2 days before. The senior orphans in America. What kind of word it is? So I saw that. He was telling that I was discharged from the hospital. I had some cancer thing, everything cured. They dropped me back home. Now, who will give me food? Who will give me tea, coffee? Who will give me water? Because I was out and house was closed. There is nothing. What should I do? Orphan. See, friend, why? Samskar are not there. See, friend, prosperity doesn't mean a licentious lifestyle. We have freedom to drive the car on the road, but that freedom is guarded freedom. It is controlled by rules and regulations. In the same manner, if we have to lead life in a society, we can't say, this is my life, I will do whatever I like. You have no freedom. You are responsible for your youngsters, your elders, and your society. How important it is. And this can happen if we have known who am I at a given period of time in my life. Who am I? See, friends, I went somewhere. There was a small child, baby, maybe about 1.5 years. Now, anything, food, you give, oh, I don't know. So, her grandmother, she told me, Swamiji, I don't have guts and courage to tell that give him something different. Immediately, my son and my daughter-in-law will tell, Mom, don't meddle with us. And the child is hungry. But it is now 7:30. You cannot take food now. 7:30 you must sleep. Is it a furniture or what? You go and park somewhere. Children are children. But this kind of funny thing destroys the bond of love between generations. See, my friends, therefore, samskara dvija uchyate. We have to be reborn. See, there is no difference between the birth of a human being and the birth of a pig. No difference. Same process. But are we going to live like animals? Or we have to live in the dignity of human being? And is this the dignity? If you kill somebody, you will go to the heaven. Is this the way? Now, the kids are taught right from childhood. You go and kill somebody, you'll go to the heaven. See, my friends, it is not their fault. They are taught like that. This is how the terrorists and criminals are born in a society, because the cultural destruction has already happened. So, who am I? We must know our position in a society. See, friends, it's so important. Otherwise, we will go wild and then imagine I have freedom. That is not freedom. Therefore, my friends, who am I? We have to decide. Am I Shudra, constantly complaining, etc.? Or am I uncultured one? I will do whatever I like. See? Or I have to know my position in life. And for that, we must study. Vedabhyasi bhavet vipraha. The Vedabhyasi means we have to know the following factors. Number one, what is this world? Number two, what is the meaning of spiritual practice? Number three, who is the controller and governor of this total creation? Number four, who is the one who undergoes miseries and different experiences? Number five, what is that God, God, God? See? Somebody asked me today or yesterday, Swamiji, people have not seen Bhagwan Krishna, Bhagwan Ram. How can they believe? See, in the field of ignorance, blind faith is the inner strength. Do we know where from you are dropped in this world? Somebody tells, she is your mother. On what ground? Will I go and, Mom, show me your DNA report? No. We accept blindly. After this blind acceptance, then she tells, he is your father. Mom, I don't believe. Hurry. Our whole life is based on blind faith. See, friends. So the great masters like Bhagwan Shankaracharya, etc., when they have glorified the whole thing, do you think they were fools and we are wise? Therefore, the important principle is, in the field of ignorance, faith is the inner strength. Faith is not a weakness. Is it not when we get into the flight, it will land properly? Do we know? On what strength we get into it? Only faith. I think ye theek hi rahega. See, my friends. And then, what is God realization? What is spiritual practice? These are the things worthy of knowing. And therefore, Vedabhyasi bhaved vipraha. This has to be studied. And as a result of these three stages we have crossed, then we will be able to establish as to who am I. Am I Shudra? Am I Dvija? Am I Vipra? Or am I Brahma? So we have to decide. I may tell anybody anything, but is he ready to accept? We all live our own convictions. All of us. I am convinced that I am a man. Therefore, even if God comes and tells me, no, 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 you are a woman, I will not require anybody's certification because I am convinced. So, our convictions are based on a systematic approach to life as we have discussed. Or our convictions are based on somebody comes and tells us something and we get carried away. See, friends, convictions must have a sound footage. Then only we are leading a life of a human being. See, friends. And with this understanding about ourselves, then we will be at home, at peace, everywhere, under all conditions, like the water is comfortable in a flat container, in a test tube, in a capillary tube. Water is comfortable. Ice cubes, they have got their personality. See, friends, if we are at peace and comfortable under all conditions, like the space is comfortable, let it be a kitchen, a temple, or a toilet, makes no difference. This is what we have to decide as to who am I. Without this proper approach, once in a university, probably IIT, after my talk was over, one boy got up. Swamiji, I got a question. I kept quiet. So he took yes. Then he said, who am I? So I asked him, shall I tell you the truth or bluff? He said, for a change, tell the truth. Then I told him, you are a fool of the highest order. Do you mean Bhagwan Raman Maharshi was a fool? Because this is his question, who am I? I said, he didn't ask me. I am answering you. You cannot ask others, who am I? You find out. See, it is for this purpose Vidurji told Dhritarashtra in Mahabharata what should be our quality of life, how much we can learn from our life, how every single experience of our life is our guru. We have to learn. Therefore, if we want to find out who am I, remember this principle. We have to find out, nobody can tell us. Does it mean we leave everything and go in Himalayas? There you'll create an ashram and wait for the disciple to come. Don't do that. Wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever you be 100%. Highest spiritual practice. Changing the place, changing the time, changing the situation, then I will be realize it is the fool's paradise. There was one person from Canada. He called me. Swamiji, I am hearing you on YouTube. Therefore, I am calling you. Kindly tell me, I want to get sannyas and therefore I want a guru. So, where can I find one? Can you imagine? So I said, what is your budget? We have got budget gurus. You tell me. No, I want to come and go into Himalayas. I said, Maharaj, learn only this much. Be happy, wherever you are. You have learnt everything in your spiritual life. Because whatever we are doing, for what we are doing, we get married for what? For becoming miserable. Has anybody ever thought, I want to get married to become miserable? No. Everybody wants to get married to get happiness. This is our mistake. Don't do anything to get happiness, but express happiness in every doing. See the basic. Therefore, when we are not becoming happy, if I become happy because of you, the key of my happiness is in your purse. But if I am happy in spite of you, then nobody can trouble me in this world. See, my friends, we are all expert in blaming others. How I am miserable because of you. So the husband is miserable because of wife, then he wants to improve the wife. This is called as Ashakya Anushtan, impossible undertaking. Then the parents want to improve the children. They forget that they are their children. They can't be improved. Friends, be happy. Don't become happy. In being, there are no efforts. In becoming, there are efforts. Therefore, we have to decide as to what we are at this moment in our life. What we are. If we are a satsangi here, we are in the satsanga, during the satsanga, so we should be only satsangi. Now don't bring any of your relational burdens on your head. If you are listening some of the story which I tell, if that reminds you, oh, my daughter must be there, now what she must be doing, I do not know. यहाँ ब्रह्म चल रहा है और वहाँ भ्रम हो रहा है. The reason is we have not trained ourselves to this simple principle. Wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever you are, be 100%. Here onwards, then we can discover ourselves that when I think about my daughter, then means what? I have given so much importance to her that she is creating nuisance in my mind. See? We have given importance. If I have given importance to something, I have to devalue that. Nobody can do it for me. Can I give up smoking for someone else? Can I divorce for someone else? No. We have to live our life. We have to die our death. We have to walk our spiritual path. Therefore, we have to decide. And that can happen only through the simple rule. Remember to remain 100% every moment. Don't bring things here and there. Okay? Like meditation. People sit for meditation. This is what my experience. I'm telling you my experience, then I'll tell you your experience. When I was studying in the Gurukul, and then morning we have to go for early morning, 5 o'clock, cold water bath, and then sit for meditation. That time, what used to go in my mind, I'm telling you. Why they don't provide washing machines for clothes? Have we come here for washing clothes? We want to know Brahman. And what is this washing clothes in the morning? Cold water. Why, if you take hot water bath, Bhagwan will run away or what? So, sitting for meditation, and these thoughts are going on. Because whenever we become somebody, thoughts will come. So, one lady, she has to prepare breakfast and she is sitting for meditation. What will be the meditation? प्याज लंबे काटूं कि छोटे काटूं? What type of onion cutting I should do? Should I prepare the upama or poha or yesterday the rice is there. I can give it a tadka and give it meditation. Because you have become somebody. When you don't become anybody, you are that. This experiment we have done number of times in all my talks. Now also we will do it. Become parents or children and think. Stop. Become husband or wife and then think. Stop. Now remain as nobody and think. Experiments over. Now let us analyze. When you became parents or children, thoughts were pertaining to children or parents respectively. When you became husband or wife, the thoughts were pertaining to the wife or husband respectively. When you are nobody, no thoughts. So who are you? So what is the answer to this question? Who am I? Nobody. Relax. Don't become anybody. And it is not only small experiment, it must become our natural state. Don't become anybody. Does it mean we should be responsible? No, no, no. You cannot be. You can't afford. If you are doing that, you are cheating yourself. Therefore, if we have to establish correctly our identity, we must know at a given period of time, in a place, in a given situation, who we are and fulfill that role in such a manner that you don't get rolled up in that role. See? We get married, we become husband and wife, and get so much entangled in that role, then only one thought comes, I think I should separate, I should divorce. And then you have to, afterward divorce, what next? Then again go for fishing. See, what are we trying to achieve? See, friends, let there be no regrets in our mind as a result of any relational interaction. See, samskara dvija uchyate. This samskara. And this can happen only if we have studied. And therefore, like Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Satsangatve Nissangatvam, Nissangatve Nirmohatvam, Nirmohatve Nishchalatatvam, Nishchalatatve Jivan Mukti. The highest spiritual practice, if you ask me, is satsanga. Because what satsanga does, all our wrong notions are erased without creating new notions. You go in any other field, we are replacing notions. Earlier, I used to go to Las Vegas for playing the gambling. Now I go to the temple and there I find out how much money I can get out of it. Changing, not discarding. See, we are changing only our definition of I. Earlier I was drinking wine every day. Now I take only alternate days. Earlier I used to wake up very late, 10 o'clock. Now I wake up at quarter to 10, 15 minutes improvement. Earlier I used to eat non-vegetarian every day. Now I eat alternate days. To whom are we cheating? We are only replacing the notions. We have to discard the wrong notion without creating a new notion. That is what we have to learn. See, friends, and nobody can teach us unless we ourselves are ready to jump into this. Nobody can teach us. Therefore, in this satsanga, who am I? We will be taking these 4 stages of our life. Shudra, then Dvija. Shudra is the lowest stage. Dvija is second born, cultured. Then Vedabhyasi Bhavid Vipraha, then studying the scriptures, and ultimately Brahma Janati Brahmana. We have to go through these 4 stages. And how it will happen, let us leave it to God. If everything we do, He will become unemployed. When the children are not busy, they create problem, is it not? If you do everything, then He will become unemployed. Then He will trouble you. Dukha mein sumiran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koi. See, when problems come, then we remember God. See, friends. Therefore, let us find out who is this I. We cannot ask this question to others. Therefore, I told that boy, when he asked me, who am I? I said, full of the highest order. We have to find out. Therefore, one of my approach is, I do not entertain too many question answers. Every question is taking us away from ourselves. Because when you ask somebody, you get a reply. You don't get answer. You are all educated, unlike me. In the school, when they give the question paper in your examination, along with that, they give answer book or the reply book is a answer book. When we ask question to somebody, you will get a reply, not the answer. A student was asked by the teacher, hey, your attention is not there. Tell me, what is the capital of India? He looked at the teacher. Sir, you don't know even this much? Who made you teacher? So this was a reply or an answer. We have to discover. And if you are engaged in this contemplation, I'll tell you the truth. In the utter silence, the truth is revealed. Utter silence means that silence which is not disturbed by the sounds and which is not enhanced by the silence. Like the space doesn't become comfortable if there are no rains, no volcanoes. And if there are rains and volcanoes, place doesn't get disturbed. This we have to discover. Therefore, spiritual practice is self-discovery. Scientific discoveries. Discovery means what? Something is already there, but it was covered by something else. So the moment you remove the cover, the truth is revealed. So all the spiritual practice is removing the wrong notions about ourselves, about the world, about spiritual practice, about God, and about realization. When these wrong notions are removed, then the truth is discovered. And nobody can do it for us. No proxy to live the life. No proxy to die. You can tell your wife, honey, darling, I don't like this Ayurvedic medicine. Will you please take on my behalf? That poor fellow will take also. But the disease will not go. You will suffer in the same manner. Panditji, do this Mrutyunjay Maha Mantra for me. Panditji will say, Sethji, Dakshina, you people are greedy are always. Take 100 rupiah. Mahamrutyunjay Japa, 100 rupiah. Then the Sethji turns and instantaneously Panditji says, Sethji ho gaya. So quickly. 100 रुपये में ऐसे ही होता है. Spiritual practice cannot be done by others for us. We have to work it out. That working on ourselves is not a proxy. We have to be committed 24/7. Otherwise, our spiritual practice is like one lady, fat one, went to the doctor and asked, Dr. Sahab, kindly give me some diet schedule. I'm putting too much of weight. So he gave. Practice this for 1 month and come back. After 1 month, she came back. Double the size. What did you do? She said, Doctor, what your prescription about food you gave me, I was eating that after my normal food. So instructions are given, but how they are understood? You have to work on yourself. Nobody can help. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.